Welcome back, I am JustDaZack and it is my continued mission to show you an interesting video game almost every single day. This time we are going to have a second look at Into the Necrovale, a Souls-inspired dark fantasy roguelite action RPG that is going to come out in early access. So full transparency here, I did receive a free key for this game and I'm recording this 1 to 2 days before its early access release. So a few things will probably change when you play the game for yourself. If you want to, link is as always down below. So we covered this previously in the demo. I'm just gonna do like a quick glimpse. We have a few extra options. I do like that we can turn off the CRT filter. One thing though is that I miss throughoutly, very dearly, and that is here under accessibility or video options. Some options that allow us to turn the game brighter. Because yes, this game is meant to be hopeless. This game is meant to tackle that thing, but well, you guys might or might not see this. When you play this game, it's surprisingly dark. So dark, in fact, that during dungeons, there's some sequence where you need to run away or so. At least for me personally, I had trouble to actually see where I go, and not in a way like, oh no, I'm gonna stumble through the darkness, more like, man, I'm very much annoyed. I don't know where to go and I stumble against every wall. For example, I just recently rediscovered this corridor here, which hopefully through the video where I turned up the brightness slightly, you guys should see. And I did that when I started my fresh playthrough here. I played like, I think 2 hours roughly at this point. I got the first boss. What that is, I'm going to show you guys in a second. So there is this forge. And this forge is a very cool thing because this allows you to upgrade your weapons or your equipment in general. As you can see, we have a bunch of cool equipment. This makes Into the Necrovale quite interesting. For example, I have the Razor Rise Blade, which instantly freezes enemy. And also every single weapon has its own moveset and every single weapon has its own special attack. This one, for example, launches a barrage of ice shards. Once we bring up our special meter, we can use that, and that's very cool. And I would love to have that sooner, because you can find upgrade materials and upgrade station at these forge doing the runs as well. But yeah, I kind of missed this because legitimately I managed to get up to the boss, defeated the boss, and then I managed to see, oh wait, there's actually this corridor. Because I actually, on my monitor, on my setup, actually didn't see this. That said, let's not just, be that hung over just the brightness. And of course, it's just before early access launch as well. As you can see, for example, we have unlocked doors. So, because this game, again, covers this thing about hope and hopelessness. And this is kind of what we are being thrown into. We are in the Necrovale dungeons, in the Necrovale, so to speak, and we try to find hope here. And hope is, pretty much something we can pick up. Hope is something that we can give to others and to other things. And this is essentially how this game uses its progression to unlock additional rooms, additional merchants, more stash in your inventory, chests, for example. Gain access to the smithy here, which takes right now 24 hope, and also upgrade the merchants, like this one currently needs 16. And that's pretty cool, and you can kind of use those things however you want. I kind of wonder if I might already be stuck or it's not content here in the early access, because I actually are not able right now to go to a second stage. For example, the Soulslike ruins, but what that is, and more on that later. So this is our hub world. We can, for example, rest at this bonfire, which I stoked twice with my hope, to gain 10 hope points. So we have the hope resources, but we're also at the bottom left in this kind of hourglass. At the very bottom left, we have our HP with the barrier. Then that red thing besides that is our special attack. If that is filled up or filled up to a certain degree, we can use our special attack on our main weapon. Again, every weapon had its own special attack, so to speak, and that hourglass, so to speak, on the besides that is our hope and despair. And right now I'm very hopeful. That's why it's on the top and very blue. But every time you take damage, and if you spend too much time in the dungeon, so to speak, your hope goes down and might turn into despair. And the more despair you have, I think the more bad events you have, the stronger enemies get, and the less reward you get as well. So it's important. It's essential to keep your hope up. So we might check out the other merchants here in the shop after I do a run, but I think let's show you one to begin with. So this is kind of the first dungeon area, and it's kind of like every single thing has its own levels. And this is also already kind of the reason why I wonder if I'm stuck, because as you can see, bottom right, I don't have any hope. I already spent all my hopes to upgrade all the things, defeated this first boss, and with these dungeon levels, before, when I played, I had sometimes like 1 or 2 of these dungeon levels randomly have some hope stones again, and now they are all at 0. So I wonder if this is an early access thing. I wonder if it's me, if I did something wrong, if I broke the game. I probably broke the game. I'm pretty good at that. So that's kind of the main reason why you dive into these dungeons, because you want hope stones so you can upgrade your hub area on your different various options throughout your journey, so to speak, right? And also you're going to find NPCs and other things during a run, which you can also upgrade. You know what? Let's actually do something like dungeon level 5. Let's do mid difficulty and see what this is about. How does a run look like? Well, we're going to go run and we're going to find different rooms where enemies appear. And it's always slightly different. There's some random skeletons here. I'm gonna attack them with my frost sword. I'm gonna use my special attack like this. This guy was already like legendary, so this one would have dealt a lot of damage to us. And luckily, of course, it's level 5. I have somewhat upgraded equipment, actually just 3 things. This rare sword, my rare hood, and my legendary robe. I'm gonna get to these items in a second as well, but let's focus a little bit on the run. And after every single room, we get a little bit of equipment as well, which have different rarities as well. This one, I should have cleared my inventory, sold some stuff. This is some rare fist weapons. For example, if I equip these, they have a different moveset. Also need to hit it properly. And now I can punch stuff with my bare grills, so to speak, with claws. Pretty cool as well. But I've got to admit, at least during this run, I found this sword because the freeze and the special ability the best so far. And now I have a choice, the mausoleum and the library. I kind of know from experience, if I go into the mausoleum, I think we need to survive several waves against more skeletons and stuff like that. In the library, let's actually go in there. We, of course, have to fight as well, but it's kind of like we have to clear out a certain number of enemies. And the library is also bigger, which often means we don't need to face all the enemies immediately and we can kind of split them up. Especially in later dungeons might be very important. Because enemies, the higher the level, so to speak, the higher the dungeon level, the more damage they do, the more they survive. And that could be very dangerous. Also, as you can see, bottom left, I get hit from time to time, but luckily, sometimes I evade them automatically, because I have an evade stat of, I think, 35%. My main legendary rope, for example, gives me an evasion rate of 30%. That means if an enemy hits me, there's a 30% chance that I just don't take any damage because I evaded this. Yeah, that's actually my only one. Luckily upgraded. I'm very happy that I found this 30%. But also, I really like this hood right now, which gives me a barrier, so a magic shield, so to speak, which takes damage before I actually take damage to my health. And that barrier recharges. So this, I usually, if I want to get hit, if I get hit at all, I want the enemy to hit my barrier, which of course gets hit before my HP. And if I manage to survive just a few seconds, the barrier automatically recharges. That's also the purple bubble we have right now. And also, again, early access. For example, here it says health minus 90% if you equip this in barrier plus 36. The barrier value, I think, is accurate with 36, but the health minus 90% is actually a lie. It's just a flat value of health minus 19. And there's a few things like this in this pre-early access version. I noticed, for example, also with the synergies, there's some potential, super cool potential. For example, previously I found a spear that was also a rare spear, which had an ability. When I used it, for example, here it just, shoots these ice shards, which is pretty cool. And then that spear, I had it called down lightning bolts, for example. And I thought, that's very cool. I found a different equipment item that essentially allowed me that my lightning attacks burn enemies continuously, for example. So I thought, man, with the special attack of my spear, that's going to work beautifully, right? It didn't work, which was kind of sad. I think I had a different equipment that made the lightning area bigger, and I'm not sure if that worked or if I didn't see it with the visual elements, because there's so much happening on the screen that sometimes with these effects, it's kind of hard to keep track of. But overall, at least when enemies attack, you have a good idea what's happening. The Cloister de Sanguinari, perfect pronunciation. Don't question that. So right now we could restore some health in exchange for hope. Again, I think this is kind of more early access. As you can tell, I could gain some hope by sacrificing health. Well, if I do this, you would guess, no. Oh, it's the other way. I sacrifice hope for health, sorry. But there's a different font as well that allows you to sacrifice health for items. That's what I meant. And instead of, you know, actually losing health, if you have a barrier like I do, you can just, you know, spend some health. You only take barrier damage, wait a few seconds until it recharges, and then get the next item and so. So that was the thing. We actually don't need the healing, so that was a little bit of a waste. But there's some cool things like this. The quartz bridge and the boneyard. The boneyard, again, we need to survive against some skeletons. Could be hard at different waves. The coward's bridge is something I've never won, actually, because, well, let's have a look at what the coward's bridge is. So this is a little bit of a different challenge. Again, with the brightness, that's my biggest enemy. So we have this narrow pathway here and a bunch of flying enemies, and they will just keep coming. So there's not really a reason to fight, and I fell down immediately. That's why I never beaten this particular challenge. And now we need to escape from the slimes. And I need to look for the escape. And I think you guys can clearly see this a little bit better. For me, it's again surprisingly dark on my setup right here. So if I run against some walls, that is definitely why it's a little bit too dark. Oh no, there we go. Not even sure if I'm running the right way. Oh, there we go, and just get to the exit. And the rat's nets, which is pretty much the same challenge actually, but we need to escape from rats. So there's a little bit of variety between all these rooms. Usually lots of enemies, that's like the common variable, so to speak. Sometimes you need to run away, sometimes you need to defeat a certain number, sometimes you need to survive a bunch of waves. Sometimes you also have NPCs fighting with you, maybe even other enemies and so. So that's pretty cool, pretty decent. Well, let's get this too. Actually, oh, my inventory is... oh, no! Oh, yep, that's too many rats. And they have this purple thing there as well. As you can see, at the bottom, the rats are kind of trying to get to me, but I'm behind the wall. Again, early access, the AI is sometimes not the smartest, but so far, definitely works. I like the variety of enemies, not gonna lie. There's a chest here now. The problem is my inventory is full, and this is a legendary item, so we're gonna try it. Oh, that's another thing. I don't know... oh yeah, okay, I managed to throw this away. Power generation plus 20%, which is what we need for the special attacks. Actually pretty cool. Legendary book. And that was this current run. We actually didn't meet any NPCs. There's like a gardener, you can meet a prisoner, where you can also spend your hope points. Now I pray to the mother of hope, and because my despair or hope meter at the bottom left, the hourglass again, is in a positive, I actually get a free item. If we would be in despair, we would not get this. Oh, I still have the dagger here equipped. Interesting. Use this. And we still have the dagger here equipped. Again, a little bit of early access. I actually didn't find a way to drop items here, which is also very interesting. And you can't quick sell yet in the game. If we go to the merchant, for example, back again. Because this is usually my main job. Ooh. Does it now... look at this. That map I can change now. Does it mean now I can get some new hope stones back? That would be cool, actually. Because I really need them, because otherwise I can't actually get to the second map area, because I lose spend all, which only requires 8. So usually, again, we went back. Actually, got a bunch of despair. Let's go to the bonfire for 10 extra hope. Let's chat to the merchant. He refreshes his stock every time. And let's sell all the items, or pretty much all of them, we got. As you can see, bottom left there of the item description, it has question mark, question mark, question mark, plus right trigger, sell for. So it seems like the developer definitely wants to implement a quick sell thing. It's not implemented yet, so we have to manually sell them, which is a little bit bothersome, but... seems like it's already in the radar, and it's also not the worst. This is actually kind of cool. Health steal 0.5% and despair. Usually dealing with the despair is kind of okay, at least from so far it was. But I'm just gonna sell this stuff. Also at the top, at the bottom here, we have some consumables like healing potions or some loot, which increase our speed, or we have some legendary items that allow us to attack multiple times within the potion's duration, for example. Or this is new, the Angel's Wing, which allows us with a normal attack to deal lightning strike, an ice strike, poison and burning and all the good stuff, so and so on. That's pretty cool, actually. So the Warrior Poet. Actually, I'm gonna, because it's legendary, I'm gonna stash this. I have no use for that right now, but who knows, maybe sometime down the road, we find a new item which has a super duper cool power move. And then we can upgrade this and kind of make like a build around this power move right now, right? So right now, what I have, again, the Freezing Sword. This for the barrier, which I really like. We have the Monk's Robe, which I found, which I also upgraded. The base version gives us 25% evasion. Now it's 30%, so 30% chance to, yeah, just not get hit. I also have just some Greaves here, which just increase defense by 10%, so 10% less damage, kinda. Also this, which increases the Despair gain, actually, as you can see. So a little bit of a trade-off. I actually wonder if this should be red, because yes, it's a positive value change, but for us, it's a negative effect, right? But it also increases our damage by 20%, as you can see. The UI also overlaps slightly with the stat screens when you start this screen every time, because if you want to see your stats, but that's just a minor thing. So weapon damage right now, 57.6. I take off these, it's just 48. So extra damage, much appreciated. We trade in more Despair gain, but I think that's fine. This is the standard shield, so technically you also have a shield to block attacks, which frankly I never ever use. I keep on dodging or die trying, so to speak, because you know, when you actually raise your shield, that, I don't know, takes like a second. That's a second you often don't have, because you always face so many enemies, even when you do the boss fight. In between that, blocking often didn't work for me at all. Also, Runic Chain, which gives us +1 in health, so this is mostly just there to kind of even out this hood. Because right now my health is 111, so if I take out this chain, it would actually literally just be 11. So maybe the 90% actually works, but health base is 101, so hard to tell if it's actually 90% or minus 90 and it doesn't incorporate this chain, so my previous statement might have been a lie. And we have some books, which currently I only have a common book, which increases my crit chance by 10%. As you can see, valued at the left is 0.1, which is 10%. I found some other books, but none that really helped me with my build right now. So my build very much is just not really like anything particular. I also found some unique items. For example, the Rourke's Kilt is something I found from like a boss as well. There is like the Grand Boss, because this is, and some bosses doing runs. Sorry, kind of lost my train of thought there. So we have these roots. At the end is the very big boss, which we need to defeat to break these seals, for example, to open the gates of despair. And, well, who knows what that does, right? We have kind of our father, where when I defeated this last boss and when we start the game itself, we have our father that talks to us. And the father might be, I don't know, not necessarily something or someone good, but, well, it talks to us and it wants to open the gates of despair. So maybe that's what's happening. Maybe we're being lured in by our father, quote-unquote, to open these gates because our father, quote-unquote, is being trapped behind them or something like that. Well, for that, we want to figure out what that truly is about, right? So, I talked a lot. Here we go with a Potion Alchemist, by the way, which I don't use during a normal run, because you actually find a decent amount of potions during the runs. I would definitely recommend using them, because you get a lot. But I completely used him in my fight against the last boss a second ago, because let's actually, you know, talk to him and buy a bunch of stuff, because, well, against the boss, you know what, I'm gonna buy everything right now. What is this, for example? Oh, increases our attack rate by 50%. That's actually pretty cool. I want this. I'm gonna switch out these potions down here. What is this? Okay, gives us 20 health. No, this gives us hope. Honestly, I mean, for this main hub, this is pretty good, because we don't need health here. Okay, we're gonna switch it out like this. And get ready. I'm gonna switch out this, because I think I might want to show you guys the boss. This is the main hub. There's also some other stuff. Here's the Harlot, which we can actually meet during dungeon runs as well and kind of talk to her. And then she sings to us, which is beautiful and gives us a little bit of hope. But to unlock the door to her, we need 12 more, which I don't have. And our next thing would also be the Smith here, because I hope you can upgrade our weapons even better. That would be amazing. And you can see here, this costs 16. There's a thing here as well. So these are the different worlds or the different areas where we can later on go to if we want. This is where we started. Didn't mean to go there. Again, a few books to read, the seals we need to destroy. Currently I only destroyed the first one. The world map, which we saw previously. Next one would be the Soulslike runes, but for that I need the hope. And here we can kind of track, you know, the other characters and how much hope we gain them to kind of see how well they like us. For example, the harlot I just spoke of. The harlot is overwhelmed with shame, unable to accept herself, her place, and her traumas. But hope may yet pierce her shell. And the merchant is bound to his own greed, unable to accept that his life's work was taken from him. With hope, it's possible he could be rebuilt. The alchemist is actually kind of a prick, but his potions are pretty good, so worth a try, I suppose. So my inventory, I don't have that many potions. Not sure if that is enough to defeat the boss, but I want to show you. So, of course, when you do the map selection, you literally just go in order. Dungeon level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and yeah, even though the symbol changed, I still don't get any hope stones. So I think for this pre-early access version, either I probably broke the game somehow. Because again, I have 0 hope stone. To kind of advance, I need hope stones. I need 8 to get to the second map barrier. Oh no, but that's on me. Let's go. The Seal of Arrogance. What does a boss at the end of these runs look like? Let's roll, let's roll. Oh man, I defeated him once. Can't we do a repeated fight? No, we can't. Oh no. Okay, I thought we could repeat the fight. So this was a giant skeleton, essentially, and he had 3 phases. Every time we managed to bring him down 1 phase, we had to go through these previous rooms here where we fought normal enemies that got increasingly hard. So that was pretty much a fight of endurance. You know, so pretty much like 9 common fights and then the big guy in between. And the common fights were actually harder, so to speak. That's why I needed so many potions. Well, so much for that idea. I kind of wanted to show you that, so no repeat on the boss fight. Fair enough. There is still the mini-boss somewhere, which is not on the map anymore. Well, let's do another run. Let's do another run. Again, pre-early access. Dungeon 8. Where was the previous one? 3, 4, it might have been 6. Let's go 6. That should be a little bit harder. I can show you a few different rooms. Ooh, the atrium. Clear the drug arches. This is your new room. Look at this. This is beautiful. This is where the enemies spawn. Okay, let's try to stay alive. Let's actually block. I never blocked. Look at my shield. Okay, actually. Yeah, okay, that blocks like literally all the damage. Pretty awesome. But then there's even more enemies. Okay, let's try to get rid of this. I usually prefer, you know, simply not getting hit in the first place. Okay, you are yellow, you're rare, you're gonna deal more damage, but we took, oh god, so many barriers back up though, that's pretty nice. Oh god, please go away. There we go, power attack. That was a little bit too close for my taste. Yeah, beautiful room. What do we get here? Mask of Shame. What is this? Rare item? You deal more damage and attack faster, but feel despair most acutely. So also damage increased by 20%. It says attack faster though too, so I'm kinda wondering if this is also damage attack or attack speed damage. Attack speed, sorry. That should be increased as well, right? At least according to the description. As you can see here, despair again is actually in red, while here it's in green. So again, pre-early access. I'm not gonna switch this out because our HUD is amazing. Let's go to the faults found. What do we have here? Wager your health for items. This is what I meant previously. So summon a common item for 10 health. Let's do this. We have a barrier, which is totally gonna take it for us, which is amazing. I've got so many potions. So again, for 30 health, our barrier is 36. So let's get an uncommon item. Rare one would cost 90. Well, we still have, luckily, a barrier, which is taking some of that. And then we have still health. Electrified enemies damage each other. Laughter damage. I wonder if that is intentional. Contagious laughter. So I guess it is. So health is down. Legendary item actually costs 270 health. Even if I take down this Kosana HUD, I think my maximum health is only up to 211. So we can't get the legendary item yet, unfortunately. Kinda sad. Let's drink some potions. That's why we have them. And let's move on. I do appreciate, by the way, bottom left, once you use a consumable, it automatically gets refilled by stuff you have in your inventory. Okay, the Rat's Nest or the Siege. The Siege is actually pretty cool. So if we go to this challenge, we fight alongside some other usual enemies. These bandits are usually some guys we fight, and now they're like, okay, we would attack you, but you know, we have a little bit of trouble here. Let's actually fight together. So we're gonna fight here. More skeletons, use these. We also want to get rid of them, because these bandits are not gonna last forever. They will die, and they will die fast against this onslaughter. Okay, some extra potions, much needed. Gotta keep in mind that this is level 6, so these enemies can actually be slightly dangerous to me. Oh god, drink a healing potion. Oh no, okay. I played way too aggressive. But that's why we have so many consumables, so that's fine. By the way, if you die, you lose a bunch of hope or despair from that hourglass at the bottom left, and you lose just a bit of gold. So the punishment of dying actually isn't that harsh. At least as long as you don't repeatedly die, which I haven't managed yet. I only died every once in a while. Okay, let's clear some archers in this beautiful area again. Let's go. Okay, get you guys. Really like the sword. Go, go. Okay, power attack is ready. I also very much appreciate you guys can kind of see this lock-on, but the lock-on also helps us to see when the enemy attacks, because you can kind of see this circle that charges up, so to speak, before an enemy attacks, which is very helpful. The aiming sometimes, especially if you have like a projectile weapon or the spear, can be a little bit finicky from time to time. But again, pre-early access. Oh god, I'm gonna play it a little bit safer. Ooh, petrified statue. I think that's actually consumable. Okay, let me get you. So many enemies. Let's use the power attack. Don't be too stingy with your resources, like consumable items and your power attacks. You get a bunch of them, and the game wants you to use them. So let's go with this. The effigy, interesting, but the treasure vault. Because the treasure vault might show us a big kitty kit, which we can talk to, for example. The cat silently watches and judges you. He seems to be expecting a gift. The gift is probably 16 hope, which we don't have. Don't have any hope stones left. I want some, but at least we have this one item. So my guess is if we upgrade the cat, there's gonna be more chests here of higher rarity every time we encounter this room doing a run, which is very cool. Clear the Draugr lackeys again, the boneyard. Okay, this can sometimes be very dangerous, because this is just often just so many enemies, which can be slightly overwhelming. Again, let's use our power attacks. The good thing is, the more enemies you hit, the faster your power attacks charges up, which is also very helpful. But this is not wave-based, which is also nice, so only you and one more after you. There, you're kind of stuck in the corner. Not a problem. Level cleared. Give me an item. We're gonna hit this. Hey, primordial wand. Oh, can't pick this up. Inventory is full. It's fine. So this is a legendary chewable. The essence of the feat is destroy all nearby enemies at high cost. Well, I guess I'm just gonna go and sell it. Well, we don't want this. I mean, I'd rather have that than a common item, so let's go like this. Technically, we still have the item selected now. Again, pre-early access. Let's go to the Temple of Hope. The extra hope, so we should get a free item too. Usually in the normal runs there's gonna be some blue vases here that you can destroy and get the hope stones off. And again, previously in the 2 hours I played, so to speak, I actually had some of these rooms we went in to recover some hope stones, so to speak, so I did that. This icon did not change. Very interesting. Not quite sure what that means, gotta admit. Because usually, you know, level 1 gives you 1 hope stone, level 2 gives you 2 hope stone, up to level 9, which gives you 9 hope stones. And yeah, I had it before that sometimes then dungeon level 5 again offered 5 hope stones, for example, or dungeon level 2, which kind of allows you, you know, for the power fantasy to go to the easier levels and not just get some item for gold, but also for the hope stones. So I can't show you the mini boss, which was like essentially 2 big bandits, which were kind of cool with more mini bandits. And I mentioned the big boss already, but yeah, it seems like I'm stuck, unfortunately. I do not know how to get any hope stones. I'm legitimately at 0. I spent everything. The next one is the Soulslike ruins. If there's any other way, I hope there is. Maybe again the game is just refusing me to cause pre-early access. You know, the game has not officially launched yet, so maybe this is yet to be implemented. But for now, I can't advance. Regardless, even though I wasn't able to show you guys any bosses, I hope I was able to showcase what the game core gameplay loop, for example, so to speak, is about. Please tell me what you think, because I think this has a lot of potential. It's hugely engaging. Yeah, still needs some polish, needs more content, of course, through the early access, like the second level. Or it's me that, you know, just bug that out. But yeah, this is fun. This definitely gets a thumbs up from me. I definitely enjoyed this game. It's engaging. Just do some runs in between, have some cool weapons, upgrades, and then, you know, rinse and repeat. And try to figure out what these people and what the story is about, so to speak. But please tell me what you think of the game. Please tell me what you think of my showcase. Feedback is always greatly appreciated. Stay awesome. And truly, thank you for watching.